Diecast Norbs is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some shit. Viewer and parental discretion is advised. Hello, hooligans, Transformers hooligans, gaming hooligans, and hooligans all over the world. All your nerdy types and everything like that, you're all a hooligan with me. It's time for Diecast Norbs Galactic Hooligan, and I appreciate you all for joining me today. Today is actually kind of like a rainy day in Fort Lauderdale, so I'm actually making the best of it by showing you some extra nerdy stuff here and everything, you know? My girlfriend is actually an avid collector of Hellraiser and Puppet Master and all kinds of like different things. We actually have like a lot of Star Wars here, the Boba Fett collection, Bounty Hunters. Oh, she actually has like this Darth Maul thing, but like X-Men is actually something that actually really ties us in and everything. And I love everything that she actually does get into, even her board gaming and everything. And I haven't been one for board gaming myself, and I don't know, like, but since she's actually been teaching me a little bit about the ropes of board gaming, I have actually been thoroughly enjoying everything that actually goes into that world and everything. It takes a little bit of learning and everything on the board games and everything, because I'll tell you one thing, the wheels in my mind actually have to go clickety-clack and everything while I'm actually learning these board games, but they're all pretty fun, and I love getting into them with her. Today, I'm going to be giving you something of more of the masterpiece variety, and I am excited because I've actually ordered her a long time ago. Kind of like the same thing that I actually did with Omega Supreme, and today, you see her already as I'm shaking. I can't talk without my hands, but today I'm going to be giving you Masterpiece Arcee. I friggin' love her already. I'm going to take you over to a new stage, and then we'll actually see how lighting actually works over there and everything. But I'm excited, so let's take you into her. Alright, everybody. This is time for Masterpiece 51 Arcee. After a long time of waiting for it to like possibly get in, I've actually been waiting for, it has to be like eons for this figure to come out, and I am really ecstatic that she finally came in and everything. I really love this figure, and I know most of us are actually still saying that she's actually like a Shellformer and everything with like this huge backpack and everything like that, but it hasn't deterred me from loving this figure altogether. She's amazing. She actually has like quite a bit of articulation and everything, and like one thing that I actually have to say is that some of her articulation is actually inhibited by like some of what you actually see here. You actually have perfect articulation, but it's not really all quite there yet, you know? First off, let's take appreciation to Arcee's face. Look at this beautiful face that she actually has here. It's extraordinary. I'm loving everything about this. A lot of people also said that her bust line right over here was actually way too low. And is it just me or is it not, you know? Like, I'm actually looking at this as I'm actually looking naturally at a woman's physique and a woman's form and everything. It's perfect. You know, like, so, needless to say, there are a couple of things that are actually, like, maybe off and everything like that here and there. But she's actually really perfect. And I'll tell you, this face, I love the fact that they actually put in a pelvic arch. Like, that's something I've never seen on a female figure anywhere. Especially, like, I'm sorry, I digress. Not on a female Transformer, at least, anyway. And they actually followed everything up here. And there was a time there that I also thought that maybe this white piece right over here that actually goes into the gray would have actually bothered me. It's grown on me a lot, you know, I'll tell you that. And this piece that squares off everything right over here at her boob section and everything just really doesn't degrade my love for this figure altogether. Like, I really think she's actually great. First off, before we actually get into any articulation whatsoever, because I think she's wonderful, but let's take a look and appreciation at this MP box here. And I'm just gonna put Arcee to the side for just a moment. Just let me put her in a way where she can actually be kind of relaxed and chill. And since I actually have her chilled pose over here, I'm gonna make her relax on Hot Rod over here for a while, because I think that's the way she would actually relax in real life, you know? And here we go. And let's check out the box itself, because this box is actually pretty cool. I love the fact that they actually decided to like give us like a box that actually protects the inner box altogether. So this is like your MP51 box to let you know that you actually got MP51 here. And once you actually open that, you actually get the great masterpiece box reveal here and everything with Arcee and everything that she actually should be. If you actually read Japanese, pause it right over here and you can actually read everything under the box. There we go. And let's see, we actually have this right over here of Arcee looking scrumptious, you know. We actually have like her masterpiece Arcee on the top over here. We actually have her auto mode right over here. And we actually have everything going on into what makes Arcee Arcee. I'm actually looking around for an Ultra Magnus now to make this trio complete, you know, but this is really awesome. Again, my Japanese reader. Just, there we go, slow pan. And then we're actually gonna do a dolly shot right over to here. And there we go. And we actually have all of this in here, but let me open up the box here for you so you can actually see just what is actually going on here. Because with this box, you actually get everything magnificently packaged, you know? We actually have all of her amazing materials right over here, you know? We actually get like, hold on, just let me, there we go, focus a little bit more. We actually get 3 of her face sculpts, which I love. We actually get a holster, which, you know, hit or miss for me. We actually have this pink laser pistol. I really just wish this pink pistol were actually more or less like in more of a solid, like either black or gray color mixed with like pink highlights and everything, because, you know, like I think that's actually cool nonetheless, but I still would have actually loved to see that as like a real life, as like a real world like transformer gun. Also, this though, I have no qualms about whatsoever. I love this rifle. It's very cool, painted in light and dark pinks and everything, and just very cool. I really love this design a lot. I hope we actually see this again in like another figure altogether, but this just really just kind of like says Arcee to me. I love that. Plus, we actually get this little piece right over here, and this is actually that piece that actually comes out to like ruin Run of the Junkion's days and everything like that when Arcee is actually in car mode to like mangle his wheel and everything. So like that's actually very cool. And also we'll actually get some of these blast effects also. Very cool. One thing I didn't get a chance to show you, she actually has this little piece of this sidearm gun right over here that is actually already attached into Arcee here. So I actually have it like shoulder holster right here. What I like about Arcee here is that you can basically have her reach in and grab her gun. You know, like at first I was actually kind of questioning if that actually kind of like works in real life, and it kind of does. You could actually kind of like play like she's actually reaching over here. Plus this extra movement right over here where she actually has a butterfly going into her shoulder that actually goes into her rib cage. Really, really nice. I love that articulation, you know? So let me show you this little side pedestal right over here. There we go. And the last piece right over here. Now, you actually have like a couple of play options right over here along with holding it in Arcee's hands and everything. You also have this piece, which is actually the blast effect for this gun. So you can actually always attach it into Arcee's hands, and that's actually like done by this peg system right over here. And just put that in her hands. She actually has a few digits that actually works right here. So you can actually kind of like have her grab her gun and fix her thumb there. And now on my copy of Arcee, this one actually works, but you actually really have to like kind of like play around with it for a little while before you actually get the gun fixed and situated in her hand. But once she actually has it, it's a really great connection, you know? And one thing that I love are these butterfly joints right over here that actually makes her have like a real world view of holding her pistol, or a real world look of like articulation while holding her pistol. You can actually do it, and it's really nice. I love this. Like, that's great. I haven't seen anything else that actually does something like this, and I'm really, really gushing over the fact that she actually does do that. We are actually talking about Arcee and the way her weaponry actually works and the way everything actually gets fixed onto her and everything. If you really wanted to, you could pretty much carry all of her arsenal on her. So you actually have a slot right over here that you can actually put this rifle into when it's not in use. That's very, very cool. I love that. And we actually have her holster right over here, and we can actually slot her gun in here. And this actually has a peg that's actually right on the side here that you can actually slot right into her thigh right over here, which is actually very cool. It might get into the way or something if you're actually moving her leg and everything like that. Like, it could actually pop off. But quite frankly, that's actually very cool. And you actually have like a way of like holstering everything on her and everything like that. Say she's on guard duty or something, or she's actually on some kind of adventure that actually needs her to have all of her arsenal. It's really, really cool. I love this. And also, you actually have the same slotting system right over here. So if you actually wanted to use this and say her blast effect for this gun, you could actually put that in here, which is also very cool. And slot that right into her hand. Now this one I think slots a little bit better than the handgun does, but you just have to work her fingers over the trigger and over the handle. There you go. Just let me give you a little bit more in this. See, there we are. And that really works pretty well. Like, I really like the way that actually works out and everything, and it's very natural looking, you know? That's one thing that I love about this figure. Like, everything is actually just like very natural looking with this figure. And here we are with another very natural pose and everything. We actually have Arcee with shoulder stock and everything like that, right with her rifle right against her shoulder. You know, like everything that I think that everything that Takara and Hasbro actually thought about with this was actually well crafted and well handled. I really love this figure. I'm going to keep on saying this through this whole entire review, guys and girls. Like, I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say, like, next to Masterpiece 10, you know? Yeah, you're going to hear me say it. Next to Masterpiece 10, I really do believe that Arcee is actually a perfect figure. Like, I think, like, pretty much, like, on there with, like, Masterpiece 10 or Optimus Prime. There, I said it. Just don't hit me in the face. A quick overview into her articulation. She is splendid. She actually has a, let's see, you actually have, like, a full look up. She actually has a hinge joint right over here at the lower part of her neck. This part of her neck actually happens to be a ball joint, so she can actually look up, she can look down, she can tilt her head very naturally and everything, you know? Just very, very cool. She actually also has a 360 all the way around. Very, very nice. And like, you can actually get some really dynamic poses with this and everything like that, like a running pose or something. Like, she's actually got like a Chitara thing going or something, you know? Maybe she's quicker than Blair. How do we know that? You know? How do we know that she isn't? So that's very nice. I'm loving this altogether. She actually has like a universal hinge joint right over here, so she can actually bring this arm up right over here by the shoulder, but she can actually bring it way up due to another hinge that's actually right over here. So there are so many poses that you can actually get with that. She also comes with a butterfly that actually enables you to actually bring her arm like that, you know? Again, I can't get enough of this figure, you know? She actually has a rotation right over here by her bicep and everything. She actually has a double jointed elbow. Very cool. She has wrist articulation. She has an in and out by her wrist and everything like that, also giving you a free range. She actually has a thumb joint right over here. Nothing that actually gives you like the full range right over here and everything like that right by the knuckle, but it's nice, and I'm not gonna complain about that too much. I love it too much to like actually complain about it. I do wish though that they actually were able to figure out a little, like maybe a smaller mushroom joint right into her palm right over here, but I'm really not complaining about that whatsoever. It's something that while playing around with this figure, I really haven't missed so much. She actually has 3 joints. She has a jointed hand right over here that's actually combined by this hinge. So that's nice. You actually have a good range of movement right over here. She actually has a pointer finger. It has 1 joint and 1 knuckle right over here, so that's nice, you know? She actually has, and this is one piece that I think I thought I was actually gonna get super annoyed at, was this piece right over here, because I kind of feel like this white should have actually been painted this gray right over here. But in having her in hand, I really haven't seen any reason why I actually thought it would have actually like just like dissuaded me from the figure altogether or anything like that, because that's actually a perfect joint right there. This actually enables you to do like a twist right over here by the hip. It doesn't go around of like 360 or anything like that, or maybe it does and I'm just afraid to break it, but that's a really nice hip joint right over there. Then you actually have some semi-ratchets right over here, like right on the inside of her thigh here, which is nice. So you can actually go up like this, and if you actually disjoint it, you can actually give her an Emma Peel kick. That Emma Peel would have actually been like just really just she would have actually been like ashamed that she wasn't able to do this kick. Like, that's pretty cool. And I love the fact that this actually goes in and out. This is actually more for transformation, but once you actually bring this out here, you actually have like some other bits of movement that you can actually work into like any pose and everything. And you can always hide like your poses and everything like that also. You can always hide this piece in some way, shape, or form. Now, the way this is actually formed you'll actually see that this is actually just like a very natural looking leg and everything like that. It looks like it was actually jointed into the robot mode. So she can actually kick forward out that far, you know? And that's nice. What she can't do is she can't like really do the high kick or anything that I actually love, the high kung fu kick. And that's okay. She's actually kicking a person in the shins and everything like that. That's fine. You know, what she actually makes up for it though is in this high kick. And that's awesome. Now, she has that high kick. She doesn't have a backward motion or anything like that. And damn it, Hasbro and Takara, I kind of wish you actually kind of like figured out a way to like maybe adjust a butt flap or something like that. I'm not complaining because again, this natural arch is beautiful, just beautiful, but this is where it actually gets in the way. That butt flap actually kind of gets in the way, but it's actually great for form. But when you actually kind of like move this or try to move it backwards, and I don't want to be a stickler meeseeks or anything like that, but like, you know, the stickler meeseeks in my blood is actually telling me that like I kind of wish that this could have actually gone back a little bit more. You know, it's kind of like a loss for Arcee. Still a win though, because she actually does everything else pretty nicely. She actually has a tight thigh rotation right here, and that's nice. She actually has a double knee right over here, so that's wonderful. And she also has an ankle down. She can actually like get her ankle up. She actually has ankle articulation. That's crazy on such a small little foot like this, you know? Really nice. And toe articulation. Now, most of the Arcees that you'll actually see out there actually has like a pretty loose toe, and there are like a lot of ways to fix that. So if you are looking at this and saying, damn it, I would have actually bought her, but the toe is actually like the reason that I'm not gonna buy her and everything, well then, you know what? You don't deserve Arcee. That's all I'm saying, because like she's wonderful. I am actually gonna give you a little bit of a comparison here. So here goes Arcee. And I'm actually going to bring her in here with, and don't think she can't stand. She can actually stand. It's just like my table over here at the moment. There we go. Now, I am just gonna give this over here with you with your favorite guy ever, Hot Rod. There we go. And you know, they look really, really good together. I think Hot Rod over here kind of comes out where his head like looks like maybe a little bit smaller, you know, in comparison to Arcee's very anime like dynamics. Love the way they look together. You know, like these two are great. Especially when you take Arcee's head right over here, and there are a couple of slots right over here. You actually have like a lot of different faces that you can actually use with her and everything, which is actually extraordinary. This time I'm actually just gonna go with her primary face, and we are just going to just move that back just a little bit here. So you just have to kind of like fish that in. And once you actually do that, you can actually make use of this little visor right over here that's actually located right in her head. All you actually have to do, there's like a little notch right over here, which is smart engineering, by the way. I really love the fact that of like how that actually works. Once you actually have that down though, you can actually bring down her visor. And how great is that? She looks wonderful here with it. And once you've actually put her visor down, you can actually have her and Hot Rod becoming target masters like they should be, you know? That's actually very cool. I love the fact that you actually have like two figures that actually has that same visor device. And really, really awesome. I'm loving this. I'm going to take you into a quick transformation on Arcee into her very incredible auto mode. And also to get this out of the way, but Arcee also came with this instruction booklet. It's very, very well arted. It's very, very artfully done and everything. And she also comes with this, inside this cardstock card right over here that'll actually give you the Masterpiece MP51 Arcee, and on the back all her stats and everything. I haven't really opened this up or anything like that because I don't need no photo gigging instructions, but I do take appreciation into this beautiful artwork that's actually done right over here of Arcee just being herself, and she's just looking amazing here. Forming Arcee, we are going to start off by taking her chest plate and just moving it out of the way. That'll actually give you a little bit of leeway to actually remove her backpack right from here and lift her head up. We're also going to take the front hood section, bring it up, and start rotating her Autobot symbol right over here. That'll be her Autobot symbol in her car mode. There we are. Then we are going to take these wheels, we'll take the wheel wells at least, and bring them all the way out. Let's remove the gun for now. Now, since we've actually done that, we're going to start moving this back piece down. And that is actually connected by a hinge that's actually right on the inside. I'll show that to you right now. Just let's move these out and bring this down here. And be careful, everyone. This is actually on a small hinge that's actually located. There we go. That's actually on a small little hinge that's actually located right in there. Please don't break that, because that looks like it can be brittle and everything because of the pink plastic that's actually used over here. And I want to say that that's actually die cast, but I would tend to think that they would have actually cheapened out the figure and everything like that by not giving her a die cast stand and everything like that. It could actually be painted plastic. I don't know. But for now, just let's leave it at that and everything. Just let's make sure to actually observe giving her enough clearance and everything, and enough leeway over here and everything, because I don't want to see you all breaking your Arcee here and everything, you know? From there, we're going to lift her arms up like this, and also start using the top of the car. We're going to try to get this piece out. This will actually form her windshield when she's actually in auto mode, and it swings out, but it's actually such a difficult swing, so let's try to see if we could actually get this within the first try. So we're going to get past all of this, and we're going to swing this out here. Let's say there's a couple of clearance issues right over here, and I'm actually just trying to make sure to get it out. And oh wait, let's try this. Let's do this and let's snap that like that. There we go. There we go. This is actually probably the most difficult part of the transformation right here, is getting this windshield out. It can actually be kind of frustrating, but once you actually have it out and you actually have it adjusted on this figure and everything, you don't really have to worry about it again as much or anything like that, although you do have to worry about it if you're transforming it back and forth. There we go. The secret probably is to get the windshield out like this, so you can actually have a little bit more clearance to get it past the dashboard and then onto here. So let's try doing that. There we go. And that's always the worst part of this transformation. After this, I think we should actually be okay. So now that we have this windshield in place, we just want to take her front end. First off, let's move the wheels out. They actually are junctioned in by two separate hinges. So all you have to do is just move this out and then this out. And then we want to bring her whole entire head, and that's actually going to go right in between this section right here. Sorry everyone, that'll actually go right over here. So let's swing her head in, and there we go. And let's bring her chest panel right over here. So that'll actually like be put right over here. Once we're done with that, you want to raise these arms up and make sure that your fingers are actually going flat like this. And you want to do the same thing also on this hand. Just raise the hands and make them go flat. Then bend the legs and move them to the side. You do that by pulling to the side right over here. And once you actually do that, I love the engineering that they actually posted in here where that piece right of the thigh goes right in. That's like a little bit of automorphing, and I love that so much. Then we want to point the toes out, and we want to start doing everything over here. So like move these two pieces outside, and we want to bring these two pieces out a little bit. So in robot mode, they'll actually be in to make room for a hinge to slide right into. We're actually going to move it out now, and then we're actually going to work with getting these two seats right over here and bringing it down to form the seats of her car mode. After we've actually finished with that, we want to raise this out of the way. So that'll actually become the back of the car. Then we will start moving these tail lights back out, slide it, and then push them back in, and they'll actually form right in there. So bring the headlights down, tilt them all the way around, and then move it on that hinge and push it down. So you're actually going to have a configuration that looks like this. Then bring the wheels out. After that, we're going to bring the legs all the way up past her arms. Let's just move these arms in, and these part right over here. We'll move this in also. There we are. And we are going to open this up, and this is where her feet are actually going to go. So we'll just bring this in, and you'll actually hear a bit of a click, and that'll actually mean that you're actually doing so, that you're actually in the right place. So there we go. Let's do that again. There we go. And now you'll actually have something that looks more like this configuration. And now just bring the arms down and into their cavity. And we want to make sure that it's actually resting right against the leg here. Now, this will actually enable you to more smoothly run the car back and forth on ground and everything. So, there we go. And then just bring that in, and there we are. And once you actually have kind of like more or less this kind of configuration, you know you're actually on the way to like actually finishing her off. Then we'll close this. There we go. And everything should be situated. And I'll tell you my ordeal with this part of the car in just a moment. Right now we'll just finish this off by, there we go. There'll be a couple of pegs right over here by the taillight. And just fix that into that slot. There we go. And same on this side. Slot. And then bring this all the way down. There we go. And now you have something that looks more like this. There's a peg that's actually right inside here. And you just want to make sure. There we go. You just want to make sure that peg actually goes right into this, there's a slot that's actually right over here, right by her butt. So just peg that in, I think. There we go. Just peg that in. And now you'll actually have this configuration. And now, last but not least, are the doors. So just move the doors out and make sure they actually go into this well right over here. Then bring this down. You can actually start slotting that in. And now bring the doors all the way out and slot those over to the side and slide them in here. Sorry. Now this actually becomes a little bit frustrating and everything like that also, but well, like I said before, once you actually have everything in place, it's really well worth it. After I'm finished with the other door, then I'll actually like start fixing things up and this like kind of there. That's what it should actually look like by the time you're actually done. Just let me fix this other side. So what we want to do is do this, get that all together. And now twist the door around and get that into its slot. And then once you've actually finished off over here, you should actually start being able to just fix everything and just let them rest in their homes. There we go. And there we go, and just fix that slot right there. Now, not everything is actually going to like fix itself accordingly or anything like that, but you just have to kind of like really work into it. And then once you've actually transformed everything just right and fiddled around with like all the panels and everything that actually have to be shifted into where their places are actually supposed to be, you actually have Masterpiece Arcee in her very, very cool stylized roadster mode. And I think she's really amazing, you know? Look at this, like this pink roadster is everything. I love this so much. From like an 86 design that nobody was really able to put into like an actual figure and everything. And I know we've actually got like a lot of Arcee alikes right now and everything, but this is extraordinary. I really love this. Can I say it? I was actually really amped on getting an Arcee, and I still think I really do want to pick her up and everything just in comparison for Arcee, but like this, I really think Rogue, everyone else that had like wait, is it Rogue or Rouge? Rouge. Everyone else that has actually had like a stylized Arcee, this is the best one that I've actually seen so far. Now let's check out everything that Arcee actually does right, because she is very panely, you know, and I'll actually say that, like really panely, you know, like being a Shellformer. Of course you're actually gonna kind of like see that, but she really does fold up really well underneath the car here and everything, you know. Despite being a Shellformer, I'm actually kind of considering her more of a Transformer than anything else because of what she actually does in the whole entire realm of her body. But look at these seats. That's great. You know, I love the fact that these seats are actually right over here with a really decent looking, display here and everything, you know. There could have actually been like more places that you could have actually painted and everything like that, but I'm really not complaining about this altogether because we really do get like a really decent roadster, you know? Just very cool, very stylistic, you know? I really love this. I'm actually kind of like more of like gushing than anything else over this figure and everything, and I've actually been taking a lot of photos and everything like that, just seeing exactly how I can actually pose her and what I can actually do with her and everything. She's pretty limitless. I love it. Now, just let me give you a quick comparison between Arcee and Masterpiece Hot Rod here. And I think that they look great together, you know? Now, I know that Hot Rod over here has these small wheels, and I kind of like feel as though they're actually kind of like in right conjunction with what Arcee actually has here and everything too. So that's one of the reasons why I think they match so well, you know? I kind of wish that I actually had like Ultra Magnets to go along with this and everything like that, so I can actually give you like a further comparison of like characters from the '86 movie and everything, but I digress. Like, they look great together. And if you wanted to, since I actually have Hot Rod's gun right on the top here, you can actually pretty much do the same thing with Arcee. You can actually kind of like add her rifle on the side over here. If you really wanted to, I guess you could actually like just take her pistol and kind of like put that on the side over here with holster and everything like that. Not really the best look, but it's what are you gonna do? The other thing that you can actually do is you can actually tote her mini pistol right over here and put that underneath the car. And there we go. And you pretty much have Arcee with perfect storage and everything, taking all her weapons all over with her and everything, and that's great. A lot of people will actually say that you can actually take this pistol and put that underneath and everything, but then all of a sudden you actually just have Arcee with just the holster and everything like that on the side of a car, and what is that? That's not storage for anything, you know? So like, I think that she looks great with that right there. That's very cool to me. I love that. And you actually have this piece right over here that could be removed to actually put this into it and everything. This is actually the piece that they actually used in Transformers the movie and everything like that, where she was actually able to, oh wait, you know, I don't even think you actually have to remove it. Let's see, just put that right under here. Ah, perfect. Nothing actually has to be removed. So all you actually have to do is peg that right underneath, and it actually kind of like plays off that one part in the movie and everything where Junkion's actually like right next to her and everything, and she can actually mangle some wheels and have them fly into their depths and everything like that. And that's actually pretty cool. I love the fact, and I really did think for a second there, that you actually had to move this piece right over here. Thank goodness you don't. The one thing I don't like about the car mode here is the fact that it doesn't really, let's see, the front over here doesn't really peg in as well or anything like that. And I kind of wish that they actually had a way of locking that in a lot more securely and everything like that when she's in auto mode. Other than that, she's actually amazing. Just like a really great, really smart engineering. I really love her. So, Masterpiece Arcee. If you have one character to buy or one masterpiece to like actually invest into, I really think that she's actually your person, you know? She's great fun. I'm gonna give you final thoughts and I will return. So, out of all figures that we could have actually waited for, I think MP51 Arcee was the one, you know? I bypassed a lot of Takara masterpieces and everything like that to wait for Arcee, because I thought that she was actually gonna bring something, and I was right, you know? And one thing that I've actually noticed on this copy of Arcee is that nothing was actually loose or broken on this one or anything like that. I mean, the hands might actually, the arms might need a little bit of a touch up and everything like that. But aside from that, she's actually pretty wonderful. Everything works well. The only other thing that I possibly could think of is that maybe one of her face plates, I actually had to sand one of them down, like one side of it down, because like it turned out to be a little bit wider for the space that was actually needed to actually exchange the face plates. Other than that, everything was actually okay. She's fun to play around with and everything. And the fact that they actually gave her a hip sway here, you know, that's really awesome. Like, I love everything about this figure. If you actually want to go get her and everything, you know? So, that's it for me, Diecast Norbs, telling everyone that when these stop being magical, that's when I stop collecting. Also, make sure that you treat each and every one of you out there, including yourselves, with kindness. Make sure that kindness is actually something that actually goes out there and gets spread out there like a wildfire and everything. A wildfire of kindness and everything like that. Extend it to yourselves, extend it to everyone around you, because kindness is actually in short supply, and I would love it because the Galactic Hooligan always says that being kind is the best thing you can do. Take care of yourselves and take care of everyone around you. I will definitely talk to you soon.